Right. So in the last session, we discussed about Appian RPA related stuff like how to create workflows and all everything is what something which we discussed already. At the same time, even this is where generally we discussed even about the process models, how to create a process model is what something we have discussed in the previous session. So this is how generally the process models wherein we can create over here. So after that, the next one about when we wants to connect to any kind of systems and all, right? So if you want to connect to any kind of systems like this is how generally the process model looks like. So for any workflow process and all, if there is any business process implementation you need to do, right? So if you want to integrate any call integrations or any user input task you want to be updated, all these things can be discussed under the Appian process model. So next option when it comes to the Appian and the other one about the connecting systems, because if you want to connect with any other external systems and all, because as in when Appian is a business process management application where this can be connected with different things. Let's say we want to use a machine learning, like so Amazon machine learning tool, right? So where we want to connect with, or else any RPA tools, because in the last session I told you, right? So when it comes to Appian RP have multiple tools like Glue Prism, OpenSpan, Automation Anywhere, right? So these are the different tools do we have um, um, in Appian in RPA, right? So there are different tools we have. So like this, if you want to connect to any kind of RPA tools and all everything, so Blue Prism and all, so that we can connect even, right? UiPath, right? These are the different tools we have. So these are the different tools wherein we can connect with. At the same time, if you want to connect with any kind of SQL data sources like post-date SQL data sources and all everything, we can connect with it. At the same time, if you are customizing any JDBC storage data sources, for example, when we are working on Java application, let me give you an example. When we are working on Java applications, so we need to create some database connectivity, right? So Java database connectivities like type 1 driver, type 2 driver, right? So thin drivers, different drivers will be connected to connect with the application and we use it accordingly. So in this regard, it's always important for us to customize the JDBC. So data sources and all everything. So that also can be done here. Next, IBM DB2, because this is a old DB2 database from IBM. It's being used for a very long time. So if you want to connect with it, or else if you want to connect with any kind of Google Cloud, because it's not only about AWS and Azure, we have even Google Cloud, IBM Code, all that. So if you want to connect with any kind of systems and all everything from ABM, from Appian point of view, wherein this can be connected. This is where generally this connection of systems and all everything comes into picture. Next, when it comes to the API, right? So if you want to connect with any kind of APIs, because let's say, for example, when it comes to API, let's say that we are going to create a web API. So if you want to create a web API, there are selected templates right from there you can see. There are different processes and all, right? So if you want to start the process, or if you want to cancel the process, or if you want to write to the data storage, right? So or else if you want to query the data store, right? So if you want to create any kind of data source and all that, so wherein we have to create a new web API over here, right? Whenever we are working on new web API, it's always important for us to mention about what are the data storage informations we are updating, what are the data storage informations are we updating and all. At the same time, what are the descriptions which are essentially required to maintain for a particular data store entity, what we have maintained here. At the same time, let's say web API get method we are taking, okay, HTTP get method or put method, right? So different methods are there, wherein we are taking get method over here, so that whatever the implementation you want to be done, you want to perform, that can be done. That is what generally query data storage is all about. Or else if you want to do any kind of JSON file extension, right? So because there are different file formats we have, like something like XML file format, JSON file formats we have. If you want to connect with any kind of JSON file format and all, there is a template for JSON we have taken. provided you need to provide the name for that followed by the description and all everything. But make sure the endpoint when it comes to the API is called get, right? So get is a method we are calling for. This is an endpoint where we have to be updated over here when we are working on this application. So this is how generally whenever we are working on generally whenever we are working on the application, especially as far as the Appian itself is concerned, when you are trying to understand about the connecting to web APIs or connecting to the systems, right? So for example, you want to connect with external systems and all, as I told you, maybe external database systems or something like all that. So all these things we can use using Appian BPM tool, which widely used whenever we are working into the Appian development. Right. So this is all about this video. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you.